Hi everyone, my name is Graham. I'm a senior at UMass Lowell and I'm really tired. Even though this spring semester hasn't started back up yet, I just moved back to campus to start working before the semester starts. I'm gearing up for classes, and then there are these issues that are starting to surround our campus that have got me absorbed in deep thought, taking me out of what I'm doing right in front of me and getting me thinking about these things that are greater than just me stressing about the fact that I have to start taking Intro to Philosophy as a senior to fulfill a general education requirement. The issues that have been surrounding our campus right now are issues of free speech and student voice. So let me set the scene for you. On Monday, January 4th, there was a rally that was held at the Tsongas Center. The Tsongas Center is a private performance venue that operates in conjunction with and oftentimes with the UMass Lowell campus. They're the host to our home hockey games. All students graduate out of the Tsongas Center at the end of their time here at the university, so it's often looked at as a university venue. The rally was held on Monday the 4th to kick off the Massachusetts campaign for presidential hopeful Donald Trump. Trump, a Republican candidate, is often viewed as one of the more polarizing and controversial candidates of the 2016 race. Some of his campaign points include building a wall around the southernmost border of the United States to prevent illegal immigration from Mexico, and taking a more drastic, head-on approach with terrorism from ISIS. Mr. Trump has also sparked controversy in his statements about Muslims, Mexicans, people with disabilities, and other minority or underrepresented populations in the United States. He's been accused of making gross generalizations, assumptions, and even using hate speech to describe these populations. A group of UMass students was not happy that Mr. Trump would be speaking at a venue that is often associated with the UMass campus. Ture Carlson, a sophomore sound recording technology major, started an online petition about 2 weeks before the rally entitled "Don't Let Donald Trump Use a UMass Facility to Spread a Message of Hate." To this date, the petition has 2,532 followers and has had several updates throughout the duration of the petition. As more and more people signed the petition and rumblings of a protest to accompany the rally started to appear, local and regional news outlets began to cover the event. The first article to come out, published by the Lowell Sun, was entitled "Possible Trump Visit to Tsongas Center Spurs Protest." The article highlighted Ture's rationale for why the petition was started and what the protest would entail. Response to the article was mixed, but a lot of people started to demean Ture for being a college student, 19 years old. Darling, you have no idea what's been done to this country under the current regime because you haven't been on Earth long enough. A UMass Lowell sophomore, aka high school child. Does anyone know if UMass Lowell teaches a course in common sense? Better yet, do they have a campus doctor who could prescribe some psych meds? Reading these comments about Ture made me furious. As somebody who's worked alongside Ture in the music department and in the admissions office, where he works as an orientation leader, introducing new students to the campus, I know him to be a hardworking, intelligent individual who is extremely politically aware. The fact that people were calling him out as unfit or unable to have a valid political opinion simply because he's a young man pursuing a secondary education degree and therefore lacks the real-world experience to be politically informed made me realize that there are a lot of college students who actually face this same stigma. Attending university is designed to give us the opportunity to garner knowledge and skills that will hopefully help us long after we graduate, but it also comes with a stigma. The stigma that because we're still engaging in formal institutional education, that we as students are incapable of handling any situation outside of a classroom or a residence hall, addressing these comments as real-world situations. With all of these issues running through my head, I realized that my political opinion wasn't as informed as it could have been. So I decided it was time as a college student to foray out into the real world to see what both sides of the argument had to offer. I attended the protest before the rally and the rally itself to get as unbiased a view of both sides of the argument as I possibly could. When I attended the protest, I met people from diverse backgrounds who agreed that Donald Trump was using very hateful language to describe populations that were represented by the Lowell community. I was able to connect with Ture and get a couple of words from him on the issue.
Having a student voice means to speak out and not be afraid of the objectification and the criticism you're going to receive by doing so. And it's important to know how to do that in our world, especially today where there's so much criticism and the media, with social media and the internet being so fast-paced and everything. It's important to know that you are allowed to say, because of your First Amendment rights, what you believe in, and also understand where that boundary lies.
The protest occurred in what was called a free speech zone by the Tsongas Center representatives and the representatives of the Trump campaign. The free speech zone was located on the opposite side of the roundabout where the Tsongas Center is located, but did provide protesters with an opportunity to protest peacefully from where they were. Civil disobedience training also occurred the night before in the city of Lowell to ensure that protesters would be safe and smart while protesting. While attending the rally, I was able to shoot footage of the event, as well as record almost 7 pages of written notes of the rhetoric that Donald Trump used and of his plans should he be elected president. At several different times throughout the rally, up to 50 protesters interrupted the proceedings with chants or signs denouncing the Trump campaign. The following clip is the first of these occurrences, which happened almost immediately after the rally began.
It really is amazing. And we have to a certain extent, be a little bit ashamed of ourselves, because for the last 8 years, we should have been doing the same thing. We should have been doing the exact same thing. Oh, there's a remnant. There's a remnant left now. Maybe get the remnant down.
After having attended both the protest and the rally, I can confidently say that I now have an informed opinion about the Trump campaign. Regardless of what that opinion may be, I do know that one thing is not solidified in my mind. Throughout the rally, representatives of the Tsongas Center, representatives of the Trump campaign, students attending the protest, people attending the rally, and people attending the protest from outside the UMass Lowell community all had different ideas about what free speech was, what student voice was, and what the scope of both of those things meant. The biggest issue that I see on the UMass Lowell campus right now is the distinction of what free speech is and where students are able to have and express that free speech. So the question that I'll ask today is this: how does your university deal with issues of free speech and protesting around campus? Does the university have any services available for students to express their voice? Let me know in the comments down below. Now that I have all that off my chest, I think it's finally time to get some rest. So, this is Graham from UMass Lowell, signing off for Many Students, One Union.